turns out that he has been accused of another sex crime. This is his third sex crime within like 2 months.
That he's been accused of.
That he's been accused of, yes. So the Georgia Bureau of Investigation uncovered a claim that the Steelers quarterback made unwanted advances toward a young woman, and basically he put his pants down, allegedly took his pants down, and told the woman that she could do whatever she wanted to do with it.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that, and I'll tell you why. But I do have a problem with the next part of the story. It's his house. He's throwing a party. If he wants to get naked and, and go Big Ben on us, okay, I mean, if you don't like it, then leave his house, okay? It's not a work environment. It's not anything. I mean, if a guy can't get drunk and take off his pants at his own house, I mean, why is he throwing a party? Okay, now, having said that, the next part of the allegation is very bad.
She also alleges that he forced his hand up her skirt.
Okay, well, that obviously is totally unacceptable.
And dragged her into the back room. Oh,
No,
no, that's the other one. Sorry. But I do have a problem with him taking his pants down and telling her you can do whatever you want with it. Because that puts her in a really uncomfortable place.
Absolutely. He's an ass, and you should leave his party.
Okay, you should leave his party, but that's just not a cool thing to do.
I agree. Don't get me wrong. It's not cool at all, okay? It's just not a crime. That makes sense, right? Like if I'm at some girl's house and she's getting drunk and yeah, woo, everybody's having fun, and then she takes off her shirt and says do whatever, not a crime.
That's a little different, though.
Okay, well, is it? Think about it. All right, now look, I know I'm a Big Ben defender, right? But it's a hard job. Okay, it's hard out there for a
Pimp?
I was going to try to somehow spell Roethlisberger's name, but I thought that's a really bad idea. Okay. Anyway, look, my friends and I have been having this raging debate about the last incident in the bar in Georgia. And we all agree that he's not criminally liable. It's way too hard to prove, right? And we all agree that he was a bit of a douchebag at the very least, okay? Because his bodyguards take this girl to the back room. Her friends are trying to get in. Even if you take it in the best light, the girls are trying to cock block him or whatever, right? You're an NFL quarterback. She's drunk as all hell. And then apparently he, exposes himself. And then we don't know what happened after that. So it's a douchey move. She's way too drunk. Don't do it, right? So the question is, would we rule in her favor or his favor in a civil suit where all you got to do is get to 51% and say, all right, I think so. Now, the dragging her into the back room, this is the main case in Georgia that I'm talking about, in the bar, right? I don't think they dragged her into the back, but did the bodyguards lead her into the back room? Yes. Did they not allow her friends in? Yes. Right? And did something happen in the bathroom? Yes. And the problem is, the girl says, she said that she told him twice, this is not okay. All right, now that makes me want to rule against Roethlisberger. But in another part, she says, one, she couldn't quite remember what happened. And two, she says, I told him once we shouldn't be doing this. Well, we shouldn't be doing this is what every girl has ever said before any hookup in the history of mankind. So then I think, then I'm back to 50-50. Now, the problem for Roethlisberger is, in the middle of this great debate that you guys have not participated in, that I did on email with my friends, is that this third thing comes up, right? The first one that came up, remember, everybody thought he was totally innocent, and the authorities did not press charges, and he came out guns blazing, was like, this is ridiculous, not true at all. Then the second one's a little questionable, and now you get the third one with the hand up the skirt, and that's why he's no longer guns blazing. That's why he's very apologetic and like, okay, whatever punishment you have, I'll take it. He apparently paid off the second girl. Okay, that's what it looks like at least, because she's no longer wanting to press charges magically after their lawyers met, right? So and then you put all that together, and I mean, that's tough. It's hard for me to stay in his corner on this one.
Now, what's hard about sometimes when it sounds like a payoff happened, as you said. What's hard about that? It automatically draws. Oh, he must have done something effed up, right? At the same time, it could be, yeah, there was a drunken hookup. She was drunk. I was drunk. We did this. Now she's pressing charges. It'd be easier if I let this go away. Not that I necessarily am taking responsibility for what she's accused me of, and I mean, just pay it off to get out of the way. But then again, it's like, this is too much trouble for, it was just a hookup. And
You know
she was
what?
drunk. You know, I mean, I'm trying to give that benefit of the doubt because it's possible, like you said, when she said we shouldn't be doing this, maybe she has a boyfriend. Something like that. Who knows why she said we shouldn't do this.
Right.
But, and then all of a sudden she's trying to get him on criminal charges. He's like, give her $100,000, let me get out of here. Or whatever the amount may be.
I hear you. That's entirely possible. Let's do a quick TYT Supreme Court on it. Okay. Criminal case, everybody agrees, it's just not enough, right? But in a civil case, the second girl brought the case, but you get to know about the first girl and the third girl, okay? So, Roethlisberger, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty. I think we're making way too many excuses for him.
Okay.
This is a civil case.
Civil case.
Yeah, guilty.
Chief Justice.
I kind of missed some of the details. Can you refresh me? Sorry.
Okay. So the girl says, "Look, I got dragged into the back," but I mean, there's no physical evidence of that. She got, but the bouncers did walk her to the back. They didn't allow her friends to come into the bathroom once Roethlisberger had her in the bathroom. At certain parts, she said, "This is not okay." But another part, she says she told them we shouldn't be doing this, which is no big deal. That's what everybody says, right? But, and I should say, and there some vaginal bleeding and tearing, okay?
What?
But they say very minimal. So you're like every time I'm ready to pound the gavel and say guilty, they pull it back, right? So my guess is that it was what happens all the time, and which is not necessarily the right thing, but that he thought it was okay, and she thought it wasn't okay. And then, where are you? I don't know. It's such a gray area. That's why I'm so split on it.
What do you mean? It's a gray area when she says it's not okay?
No. If that's what I said. If she clearly said twice it's not okay, then it's not a gray area. But if she said we shouldn't be doing this, that's not a gray area either. That's totally fine. Right, so
then that's even harder to just be automatically and say guilty or not. So I would abstain.
Wow, the Chief Justice abstaining.
I need more evidence, man. It's just too hard to be.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly where I am, but that's why this third report is starting to put me over the top, And with the third report in, I gotta move from abstain to guilty. You know what? When we just knew about the two girls, in order to punish Roethlisberger, Santonio Holmes was fired. So maybe now they'll, or traded, obviously. So maybe now they'll trade Hines Ward. And that'll really show Ben Roethlisberger. So Hines, watch your ass.